All right, let's get right into it. We're about to break down one of the most shocking, most vicious lyrical battles in modern music history. And I'm telling you, this was a war that went way beyond just music. It dragged in family, friends, and some of the darkest accusations you can even imagine. Yeah, this wasn't your typical musical beef. This thing escalated into a conflict that basically broke every single unwritten rule of lyrical warfare. It became a truly legendary and, infamous moment in the culture. So to really get this war, you gotta understand the two generals leading the charge. On one side, you've got Alkaline, the vendetta boss. He's this established superstar, known for being a lyrical wizard, kind of a solo act who'd moved overseas. And on the other side, there's Squash, the sixth boss. He's this rising force from Montego Bay, known more for his feel-good party tracks, but with deep street connections as the leader of the Six. So you've got two totally different artists on a serious collision course. Now, this thing didn't just explode out of nowhere. It started simmering. It began with some really personal tragedies and these subtle, under-the-radar jabs that just slowly built up tension behind the scenes, setting the stage for what was about to pop off. And this is where things get really tragic. The death of Squash's brother, Dante, was a huge pivotal moment in his life. But what it also did was create this deeply personal wound, a vulnerability, one that would soon become a key point of attack in the feud to come. By 2019, fans with a keen ear started picking up on these little subliminal shots. This line right here, from an otherwise upbeat Alkaline song, just seemed so out of place. And it was widely seen as a direct, sneaky jab at Squash, kind of hinting that something was brewing just below the surface. All right, so that Cold War of subtle disses, it was about to go nuclear. The hints were over, the first direct shots were about to be fired for the whole world to hear. And what's just wild is how fast everything exploded. I mean, look at this timeline. In the span of just a few days, this whole thing went from rumors and speculation to an all-out lyrical war with major diss tracks dropping back to back. And Squash? He left absolutely zero room for doubt. With this line directly calling out Alkaline's well-known height, he was basically kicking the door down and officially declaring war. All the rumors were true. The battle was on. Alkaline's response? Man, it didn't just cross a line, it completely vaporized it. By directly weaponizing the death of Squash's brother, Dante, he took this feud to a whole new level, a place of pure personal venom and disrespect. And right here, this is the point of no return. The battle was about to hit its absolute climax. What came next is what many people consider the single most disrespectful sequence of diss tracks in the history of dancehall, period. So how does Squash hit back? He goes straight for Alkaline's family, making it even more personal. He names Alkaline's father, who's known as Rooster, and even calls out his sister and manager, Carrie. Yeah, the gloves were completely off at this point. The whole scene was just stunned. You gotta ask yourself, after having your entire family put on blast like that, how could Alkaline possibly respond? What could he even say? People were thinking, there's no way it can get worse than this. But nobody, and I mean nobody, was ready for what Alkaline was about to do. What came next was an absolute lyrical massacre. Alkaline's track death announcements dropped these shocking, deeply personal, and just humiliating allegations about Squash's mother being involved with his own friends. And here's the thing that's so crucial. The war was now officially beyond the music. By posting this picture, Alkaline dragged the whole thing out of the studio and into the real world, trying to provide what he claimed was evidence for his lyrics, all for maximum public humiliation. So after Alkaline drops that absolute bombshell of a track, Squash's reply, funeral program, it felt flat for a lot of people. It felt underwhelming. In the court of public opinion, it really seemed like the vendetta boss had just landed a clean knockout blow. But just when it looked like it was all over, when it seemed like Alkaline had secured the win, a sleeping giant from inside Squash's own camp got poked one too many times and decided it was time to wake up. See, while he was so focused on taking down Squash, Alkaline had also been throwing a few stray shots at Chronic Law, who's another lyrical heavyweight. And provoking a second artist of his caliber, calling him an ugly newbie, well, that was going to turn out to be a critical mistake. And boom, Chronic Law jumps into the battle with mass murder. a track so lyrically brutal, so relentless that it instantly leveled the playing field. The Six was far from done. And get this, on the exact same day, Squash drops his own comeback, One Shot, which was way stronger and got a great reaction from fans. This was a coordinated, two-pronged assault. All of a sudden, the Six was powerfully back in the fight, and the war was at a stalemate.
Okay, so with the war hanging in the balance, a total stalemate, Alkaline reveals he has one final, unexpected weapon. It wasn't another diss track, not in the traditional sense. It was something that was going to reframe the entire narrative.
This was the ultimate twist. His next song, No Mercy, doesn't even start with a beat. It starts with a leaked private voice note. I mean, what a move. He's using his opponent's own private communications as the intro to his track. And what's on this voice note? It's a desperate plea from someone deep inside the Six camp, a guy named Heavy D, basically begging for a peace treaty. He's clearly worried about all the police attention the feud is attracting, and he wants out. So what does Alkaline do? He doesn't just say no. He takes their private plea, broadcasts it to the entire world to humiliate them, and then stamps it with a final, definitive lyrical rejection. There would be no peace treaty. But here is the final, devastating blow. Alkaline drops this shocking accusation that Squash's own producer, Shabdan, set up his brother Dante to be killed. And the craziest part? This lyric came out years before any public investigation or rumors even started, which gave it this chilling, heavyweight feel. It retroactively reframed the whole conflict, and for a lot of people, that's what sealed Alkaline's victory. I mean, this whole clash just pushed the boundaries of musical conflict further than ever before. It left behind this legacy of pure disrespect that still raises a huge question about art, about rivalry, and about where, if anywhere, the line should be drawn.